Let's dive into the show. It is the Healthy American Morning Show, and this is where I give you the tips and tools and techniques and strategies and remedies and resources to keep your head above the waves in the stormy seas of life. Now, yesterday, after the live stream, I did a second video. Actually, after the afternoon live stream, I did a second video to answer some of your questions. My intention in this morning show is actually not to talk about politics or current events, other than I want to give you the tools that you need so that you can have a positive outlook on whatever is going on. So I opened the show talking about these incompetent, ignorant HR department employees. Not all of them. I'm sure there are some that are very good, but those that are trying to violate your rights, listen, you have no control over what they do. You only have control over what you do, and that is one of your superpowers. So I want you to think about a positive way of looking at these scenarios. So for me, one thing that I say to myself is, well, at least it's not me. At least I'm not the one trying to violate other people's rights, right? It would be even worse, or worst, as I say, because worst is worse than worse, for you to be the one violating people's rights. So even if you lose your job, even if you lose your livelihood, even for those that are losing their lives in dignity, with integrity, and I know not everybody's willing to do that. I know many people personally that are going along with all of these, I'm just going to call them measures because they're not mandates. Don't use the word mandate. Why are you giving power to something where there is no power? So I know people that are going along with these measures because they don't want to stand up. They don't want to lose their job. They don't want to lose their livelihood. And they just don't want to fight it. And they've told me, I just don't want to hassle it. That's their choice. My choice is different. My choice is I am going to fight it with every breath, every God-given, unobstructed breath. I've never obstructed my breath, and I'm never going to. God breathed into man his breath of life. When I breathe, that's called inspiration. You are being filled with God's Spirit. Inspiration, spirit, filled with the Spirit. When you exhale, that's also known as expiration. You are breathing out whatever you want to let go of the stress, the strain, the struggles. You breathe in with God. You're connected to your Creator. I am never, ever going to restrict that, ever, especially if somebody else is requiring me to do that. I will die standing, fighting, than groveling on my knees. That's just me. It may not be you and only you can choose what you will do. I will tell you that when you put your faith in God, He will provide for you. He will protect you. He will direct you. He will direct your path. That is His word. But you got to go full on, full in. And not everyone is at that stage where they're willing to do that. And that's okay. When I am faced with the evildoers, I spoke yesterday about how to look at a situation, the same facts, but how can you look at that situation differently? There was a wonderful comment from one of our Healthy Americans that said, they are helping to wake us up to our power and truth. I thought that was awesome. That was amazing. So one thing that I tell myself is, well, at least it's not me. At least I'm not the one violating people's rights. At least I'm not the one in the HR department sending out letters saying you are denied and you have to do this or you're going to be fired. At least that's not me. At least I'm not collaborating with evil. At least I'm living in communion with God. And it's not even at least. That's amazing. It's the most amazing thing that you can do, the most bulletproof thing that you can do, live in communion with God. Now, listen, God created me with a face. He created me with a mouth out of which words are coming right now. He created me with breath in my lungs, and breath is required in order to create speech. You cannot make a sound out of your mouth, words, without the breath in your lungs. And I'm an English teacher. I've studied pronunciation and all of that for many, many years. And there are sounds that come out with air, like P's and T's. You have to have breath. We have to have breath to be alive. Wow, this is supposed to be the positive show. Am I positive, you guys? I hope I am. I'm positively passionate. How about that? I'm positively passionate. God created me and you with a face that communicates his truth and love. I will never obscure it, especially being coerced to do so by others for their evil deeds. Ever, ever. I will not do it. Now, some of you do it. Some of you say, Peggy, I have to keep my job. I work in a hospital. I'm with kids. They're making me do it. That's an interesting phrase. They're making me do it. No one can make you do anything. You have choices and you have consequences. And one of your choices may be that you're not going to do this. And the consequence is you lose your job. I understand that. You have to be clear in your mind what you're willing to do and not do. I have no control over you, what you choose to do. The only thing I have control over is what I am saying, what I am teaching, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I am doing. And that's the whole point of this show, is that you can choose thoughts that empower you. So instead of, I can't believe this HR department is trying to violate my rights. I mean, that's a very valid thought. The feeling that that creates is you're a victim. They are oppressing you, and they are. But then you might give up or give in or give over and say, I'm just going to do it. They're hassling me too much. I've got to keep my job. Not everybody is going to fight this. I understand that. I hear from thousands of people. I mean, you would not believe how many thousands and thousands of people nonstop. And I know, and I've met you. I've met many of you in person. And you've told me your choices. And those are your choices. And then you are going to also experience the consequences of your choices. So a year and a half ago, when I was explaining to everybody how this was not required and that there was no, and I don't talk about the science or the medicine. I'm not talking about any of the side effects. I'm talking about your right to your breath. You have a right to breathe. Now, for some reason that got mixed up along the way, and you thought that you don't have a right to breathe, that you restricting your breathing was actually going to benefit someone else. That's called gaslighting. That's like saying, stay up all night so you'll be refreshed in the morning. You'll be much more refreshed, alert, and aware if you don't go to sleep. That's called gaslighting. It's the opposite and telling you that it's good. You should eat junk food and Twinkies because then you'll have energy and you'll never gain a pound. That's gaslighting. It's gaslighting to tell you that you do not have your right to breathe. Now, the point that I'm trying to make here is when these evildoers and the oppressors are doing this to you, what I say to myself is, at least it's not me. At least I'm not the one oppressing others. At least I'm not the one requiring others to make sacrifices for me. And if they don't make those sacrifices for me, I call them selfish. How is it that I'm not selfish or anyone else is not selfish for requiring you to do something against your conscience? How is it that they're not the selfish ones? Just asking, just asking. So what I say to myself, the thought that I put in my mind is, at least it's not me. At least I'm not on that board of supervisors oppressing others with my policies. At least I'm not the one in the HR department writing these letters that are intended to intimidate, harass, coerce, and I said it all, harass, intimidate, coerce you into behaviors that you don't want to do. So my PMO, my positive mental outlook is, at least it's not me. At least I am not collaborating with evil. At least I am living with a clear conscience. At least my actions honor God. And it's not even at least, it's like my actions honor God. I live to honor God. How do you know how to honor God? Well, you can pray. He will show you. You can read the Bible. You can be in fellowship with others. You can just connect to your God-given conscience and say, is this right or is this wrong? Imagine if your boss said, we have a new policy and every Friday you have to sleep with one of your coworkers. We think it's good for team building. We have this study from scientists who tell us that sleeping with your coworkers increases trust and bonds and improves productivity, and you're required to do it. Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Do it. Do it. I want you to do it if you've been going along with everything else. Do it. If you've been going along with everything else, you should do that, because that shows me where your morals and ethics and values honoring God lie. Yes, this is our show on positivity. I am positively passionate today against evil and the evil that is floating in before you know it. So yes, a year and a half ago, I told you all, you don't do it. There's no law for you to do it. And if you want to talk about the science and the medicine, you can. But the fact of the matter is, no one can restrict your breathing without your consent. No one can do anything to your body without your consent. No one can put their hand on my shoulder if I don't want them to. No one can give me a hug if I don't want it. It's your consent, period. Well, Peggy, my boss said this and they told me that. Oh, really? Really? And what are you going to do about it? You need to take control of your life, of your choices. Don't do what I'm doing. These are my choices. This is my conscience. This is my way of honoring God. You do what you can live with. I can't live with sleeping with a coworker. I can't live with that. I can't live with covering my face. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? I communicate God's truth with my mouth and my words and my speech and my expressions. And I thank my dear sister in Christ, Michaela, for reminding me of how important the face is in honoring God. I don't care what my employer would or wouldn't say. I've gone. I'm done with those jobs. I had 2 government jobs. I'm not participating in any of that whatsoever. And I know God will provide. You please find connection, find like-minded people in churches, in community groups, in whatever rallies, wherever you can find them. I did a whole series of videos on how to find other people, how to connect with other people. That's on my YouTube channel. And I hope that you are hitting that like button so other people can see this live. And let me take a look at some of the live stream here. So yeah, we did get a little bit into current events today, but I know that you are interested in that. You have got to hop on my live stream this afternoon at 3 p.m. Pacific. And this is where I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be talking directly to these HR departments that are trying to deceive you. I'm going to educate them on the laws that they are violating. That is what I am going to bat for you if you are working for a company that is trying to violate your rights. Now, listen, I need your support as well. If you want to know how we educate you and hundreds of others about their rights and your rights and the laws that protect them, go to the healthyamerican.org. I want you to go to the religious exemptions page. There's a 5-minute video where I explain what we have to offer. And then I've got a free fact sheet for you to download for free, 25 Q&A. And then along with that, it's 10 steps on how to get your religious exemption. All of that is free. Now, if you want to hop on board with us for our calls, we do those about every 5 days or so. Every month, we do our monthly concierge calls, and we roll up our sleeves and we are on a live stream together. It's private. We don't have any trolls coming in. I welcome the trolls. Come on in. I want the trolls to learn the truth. How about that? Truth for Trolls. I think I need to create a new website or a new series called Truth for Trolls. I love it. Okay, so Three Willows says, no one else tried to teach our rights here in California, only Peggy. Thank you. I am astonished at the number of attorneys that have been silent. I'm going to do a video about the attorneys and why they are not out there. Some of them are, but not many. And in the very beginning, the very, very, very beginning, I showed all of the evidence about the state of emergency in California, or I should say the lack of evidence. And that was my very first YouTube video for the Healthy American. It went viral, millions of views. They took it down. It still lives at peggyhall.tv. So if you guys are asking questions about your religious exemptions, what you need to do, please, is binge watch my religious exemptions playlist. 75 videos. They're all organized by topic. So every question you have, like, what if they ask me if I ever had a shot before? What if they want to put me on unpaid leave? What if they haven't replied to me yet? What if they want to know if I take other medications? What if they blah, blah, blah? I've already answered all of those. So now it's your turn to do the work, and you're going to binge watch those videos under the religious exemption playlist. All of the questions have been answered in detail. So on this show, we're together for about 25 minutes. And what I want to do in the Healthy American Morning is give you an outlook so that you have the resiliency to fight oppression. You have the resiliency to keep your head above the waves in the stormy seas of life. If you'd like to hop on with me at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll talk about the laws and all of that. But in the morning, we talk about getting a positive outlook for the rest of your day. So for me, today, I'm going to use that phrase, at least it's not me. At least I'm not the one oppressing others. At least I'm not the one complying with evil. At least I'm not the one violating other people's rights. That's what I'm going to say. At least it's not me. So whenever you are faced with evil, you can take heart that you know that you're not participating in it. And that's why I got so passionate this morning. My positive passion, is that how I put it? I'm positively passionate. I'm positively passionate about standing up to honor God. These rights are given to you by God. You are born with the right to life. The right to life includes breathing. The right to life includes not participating in anything that you believe could harm your life. That is protected by law, but the rights come from God. So every morning, every breath, every thought, I think to myself, what am I thinking and why am I thinking it? Remember, guard your heart. That's in the Bible. Guard your mind, guard your words. You've got to not let your mind be carried off by evil. So later in an upcoming show, I'm going to talk about the what ifs. And it's so easy to go on those what ifs. What if I'm not approved? What if I lose my job? What if we lose our home? What if my best friend dies from getting the needle? Why would you poke holes in your ship and live in those what ifs? What if everything turns out better than expected? What if I keep my job? What if they approve it? Guard your mind, everybody. That is what the show is about. Congratulate yourself that you are not collaborating with evil. You are not participating with evil, regardless of the cost. And God told us there will be a price to pay. And I'm like, this is it? This is all you've got? This is all you've got? I can't go to Costco? Oh, boo-hoo. That's such a sacrifice. Oh, I can't go to the community pool. Boo-hoo. I think no, that's all you got. That's all you got, evil. That's all you got. You take away my PayPal account. That's all you got. I'm still standing. That's the attitude I want you to have. And you will get that from God. Your creator will imbue you with his supernatural strength and power. I promise you, you are the most confident in battle. So I want you to stand up. I want you to pull your shoulders back. I want you to take a deep breath. Nice deep breaths. I want you to stand in your confidence in Christ. I want you to stand knowing that you have God-given conscience that you are not going to violate, and you take it one step at a time. Stop with these what ifs a million miles down the road. Today, you are going to honor God, honor your God-given conscience. You're going to breathe. You're going to remind yourself that I am not collaborating with evil. In fact, you could pray for those evildoers. I do. It's hard, but we're supposed to pray for those who oppress us. It's actually the only answer. Putting evil on top of evil only creates more evil. So we need to blind them with the light of truth. So today I'm going to bring more truth at 3 p.m. I'm going to sign off, friends. Please let everyone you know about the Healthy American Morning, 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. We're getting lots of good people here. So glad to have you. And then in the afternoon, we talk politics. So I know you guys have lots of comments here about politics. I'm not going to be answering those on this show, but this afternoon, 3 p.m., it's called Peggy to the Rescue. And if for some reason my channel goes down, please make sure that you are subscribed over at Living Swell with Peggy Hall. That's my backup channel on YouTube. All of these videos are also posted there. I am on Instagram. I'm on Telegram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on BitChute. I'm on Brighteon. Of course, over at thehealthyamerican.org. Get on the newsletter so you know all of the events and things that are coming up. Put on your calendar Beach Church for the first Sunday of every month, 11 a.m. San Clemente, North Beach, and also save the date for Thanksgiving. We're going to have our second annual Healthy American Thanksgiving. We're going to have hundreds and hundreds of people together, sharing a meal, sharing hugs, sharing our light and love and truth, and standing strong. We're going to outwit these evildoers. Trust me, the enemy has already been vanquished. We battle with a vanquished foe. So I want you to have that confidence going forward and really pat yourself on the back that you are not collaborating with evil. I will not do it, regardless of the cost. All right, signing off, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. It's 10 a.m., the Healthy American Morning Show. And then I'll see you this afternoon at 3 p.m., where I'm going to be speaking directly to these HR departments. You do not want to miss it. All right, thanks, everybody, for also sharing the video, letting everybody know all about the remedies and resources that we have available here. See you soon this afternoon.